What's up, y'all? It's Jessica Star, and welcome to MTV Cribs. And today we are doing something very different.
So, we do have some things planned for this ASMR. I love you guys so much. And a lot of people have said that I have a good voice for ASMR. So I want to put it to a test. But I'm serious, you guys. I am so happy to be doing this with y'all. Today we have a story time planned for you. And then what I also have for you guys, wait for it. So I got these a couple of days ago and I've been chowing down on them ever since, but originally this was for this ASMR video, but I decided to do it tonight, you know, because I waited and it was just time. That shit good. So originally I wanted to get some pop rocks, but the store didn't have any, so I just had to just deal with what I had. But I also got something else. I got some sour punch. We taking it all the way back. Oh, sorry, King. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My dog is sitting right next to me. But before we get started, let's apply some lip gloss. I didn't realize that I had the echo on all the way up, so I'm hoping that it's better now and you can really get into the voice. Are you ready? Let's go. It's about how I lost my virginity to a 40-year-old man. So I was 20 years old at the time, and during this time I was in college, and during this moment everybody was losing their virginity at the time, and I really wanted to lose my virginity, but I just didn't know to who, because everybody on campus was ugly. So anyway, during this moment in time, during vacations and holidays, we would have to take the bus back home. It was like an express bus. It was a name that we called it, but I kind of forgot about it. And basically this was before I got my car. So basically, oh my god, so wait, I think I was 19, because this might have been in 2017. Regardless, oh my god, was it 2017? I think it was. Oh my god, so actually no, I was 19. So anyway, we are taking the bus, right, during holidays, but this particular moment, the bus was picking us up to take us back to college. So during this moment, we're on our way back to campus, right? Ooh, these are good. So, you're never gonna believe this. The bus broke down. The bus broke down. So, when the bus broke down, you know, at the moment in time, I was like a butch queen. And being a butch queen, you know, at this moment in time, I was on Grindr. Now, being a woman that I am today, a woman of trans experience, Grindr is literally the last thing I would ever go on. And to you raggedy ass bitches that be finding y'all asses on Grindr, y'all also need to find a grip. Cause you bitches ought to be ashamed of yourselves. What the fuck is you hoes, ladies, excuse me, doing on Grindr? Like, bitches be like, yeah, I'm trying to make my coin, but to be honest with you, come on now, it's Grindr. Like, let's not be stupid. I'm sorry, I'm talking a little loud. It's supposed to be ASMR, but that topic really gets under my skin, because what the fuck are you doing on Grindr? On my cell. Anyway, alright, back to the story. So, during this moment, I'm on Grindr, and you know, all I hear is dum dum dum. I said, oh, my thing just went off, you know. And back in the day, before I got into the 304 business or whatever, back in the day when you had Grindr, every time you went to a new city, it was like, oh my god, just a whole different list of different men. So your thing is automatically going off in every city that you go to, and it's new men, you know, around in your area, and you're like, oh shit, that look good. Now, you know, first thing I think about is money, but you know, that's something completely different. Anyway, so he messages me, and he didn't have a profile photo. Now, if you knew Grindr, you knew that was normal, because a lot of people were DL, you know, they didn't want their business out there. So basically, he sent me his photos, I sent him my photos, and we became very heavily acquainted, and we talked, we video chatted, we FaceTime, we did all of that for about 6-7 months. 6-7 months. Now this is when I turned 20, like a couple of months after I turned 20, and we finally talked about hanging out. He was an older gentleman. I knew he was an older gentleman. He worked in like a security faculty, something that's like working with like people that's like incarcerated, like a high profile security, whatever. So he was buff, you know, he looked really good, you know, he was definitely a fox. A silver fox, as some people will call it. He was a silver fox, very much so, gentleman. Anyway, so we were talking about me spending a night. Now, let me just say this. The amount of times that I went in people's cars that I had no business getting into, went to people's houses that I didn't know very well, let my guard completely down, doing dabs, smoking. Like, college was something crazy. I didn't go as far as COKE, you know, I wasn't like that. That came a couple of years after, but that's a whole different type of story time. I no longer do it. So basically, he was like, all right, well, this weekend I'm gonna pick you up. And that he did, ladies and gentlemen, that he did. He picked me up, and I'm excited, I'm nervous, and all of this. So at At this moment in time, I didn't know anything about cleaning up, if you catch my drift. So I was just going for it. I didn't really give a fuck. Luckily, bitch, I was good, baby, squeaky clean over her. But so let's rewind from that though. So basically, let's have a strawberry straw. Oh my god, I just realized this is an actual straw. Yeah. I get in his car and he drives a bomb car. And I'm staying in the dorms at the time. So a man picking me up, when I tell you I'm feeling my oonty, I'm feeling every part of me that I need to feel at this moment. No shame. And we in the car and I'm thinking to myself, mind you, I went to college upstate. The upstate, people don't talk enough about this, but upstate New York is low-key country as fuck. And you would never think, but it's really country. Like, motherfuckers got accents out there. Bitches be in the woods playing games, playing hide and go seek. I was one of them, smoking in the woods too. But it was creepy because it was like Get Out. Like, it was literally like always dark gray. Like when it got nighttime, it would be dark gray. It would get this smell in the air that you just knew you was by the woods. I actually miss it, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I could have really got Ted Bundy'd. But anyway, thankfully that didn't happen. So he picks me up. We in a car. It's almost like I would say an hour drive, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't remember if it was awkward or not. I don't think it was ever really awkward between the guy and me. It was one time that it got a little awkward, and I was like, oh, okay. I actually think that was our last time hanging out. But anyway, so, ooh, what's all that noise out there? I'm doing ASMR. Calm down, shorties. So I go to his house and he has this small dog. Mind you, during this moment in time, I'm like experimenting with weed a lot more, and he was a smoker. So I got there, bitch, he treated me like fish. He was like, what do you want to eat? I said Chinese food. He left me in his house with his dog, which now I'm over here thinking to myself, I'm like, bitch, why would you do that? Why would you do some shit like that? Anyway, we smoked. I watched The Craft. I played with his dog. And like I said, there were a couple times where he left out for probably like 10 minutes to pick up some food and then would come back. But it's crazy that he did that. But anyway, that motherfucker probably had cameras on me. He did work in like a security jailhouse or whatever the fuck you call those. So anyway, we smoked. I watched The Craft. We ordered some food. And it was time to lay down. And I still remember it. He had these silk sheets that felt super comfortable. He was like a big, tall man, a silver fox. So I just felt so safe in his arms. And lo and behold, we started touching it. And during this moment, I'm just playing back all of those conversations I had with my friends. With my friends being like, yeah, well, I finally did it. I finally had sex. And then another one of my friends, I finally did it. I finally had sex. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, bitch, it's my fucking turn. I feel like I was a late bloomer, even though I was like low-key young. A lot of my peoples, they handle their business their freshman year in college. And for me, I was still going on sophomore. So I'm like, all right, bitch, time is running out. Girl, I can't be no junior version. Are you serious? Oh my God. But anyway, that was a loud one. We started touching each other. One thing led to another. He was very good at what he did. He made me feel really good. Put 2 and 2 together, bitch, because I gotta get paid for this YouTube video myself. So, basically, he made me feel mad good. I'm just thinking about it right now. He had me nice and toasty. I was toasty off of the wine, and I was toasty off of something else. And boy, when I tell you it was good. Then on top of that, I was really toasted because, bitch, I was high as hell. I was full. Girl, I was like, bitch, this is the life. He treated me like a queen, honey. Before I even knew I was a queen, he treated me like one. You would never believe what happened. He sat on me, on top of me, which at that moment, I was on top. Even though he was on top, I was on top. And bitch, when I tell you, I have never felt something like it. I've never, ever, ever, ever felt anything like it. For YouTube purposes, I can't get into the details, but when I tell you, it felt so fucking good. Literally like a warm tube of Vaseline. That's how it felt. A warm tube of Vaseline. Now it's my turn. And as much as I would love to come on here and be like, oh my God, I cannot believe I did this with a 40-year-old man. I cried in the middle of it. I felt so disgusted with myself, for the purpose of the dramatics and the theatrics of this video. But I could honestly sit before you today and tell you, I felt so good doing it. Genuinely felt like I was a queen in my castle. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I was a queen in my castle. Finally, I was put on a throne by a I was happy that I did it. I was happy that, first of all, he was slow with me. I'm kind of happy that I did it with somebody older and that had my best interest, because we stayed friends for a while, actually. But yeah, I'm very happy that he was so patient with me. I didn't know what the fuck lube was, and he used a lot of it. For him and for me at the time, I thought it was lotion, or I thought it was some special type of tube that he, like some oil that he was using that just made it feel good. But yeah, that was, I later on found out that was lube. And the day after, but I don't want to skip over the whole losing my virginity part. I really want to find different ways that I can describe it so you know how good it was and how good I felt about myself doing it. I don't think it lasted long. I know for a fact he didn't come at me. That's one thing I do know for a fact. We made sure of that. He was completely protected. Although I wasn't for him. I was, when I was, but at the time he probably was on prep, so he really didn't give a fuck. It didn't last for too long. I felt fine. Everything was fine. After that, I think he came, because I've always had a nice little bubbly butt. Even when I was really skinny, I always had a nice little bubbly butt. And after that, we literally went to sleep, and I was like so happy, because I feel like if I would have done it with somebody younger or around my age, it probably wouldn't have went as smooth as this time went. It happened perfectly. It was almost like spirit was really with me, because Spirit make sure I got there safe. You know, you got the guy treating you right, you got the dog, you got the movies, you got the weed, you got the wine, anything that you want, he got. He's treating you like a queen, like a princess. So for me, it was almost like, you know how people be like, yeah, if I lose my virginity, I want it to be romantic. In a way, it really was romantic, because it could have went completely left. And that wasn't my first time going over to his house. I went over to his house, I think, about like 2 or 3 times after that. Spent the night and all of that stuff. But anyway, the day after, he made me French toast, because he asked me what did I love for breakfast. He asked me all of these things before I went there. He made sure he had the ingredients. So that was something else that I really fucked with. He made me some French toast. We smoked. We did our little 1-2-1-2. The second time, and then the second time I did it, it didn't hurt. Like, it didn't hurt at all. I'm trying to think. The first time I did it, at first it felt uncomfortable, but it was only uncomfortable for like 2 minutes, like actually just 1 minute. And then I don't know if he used more lube or if he went slower, but I think I just felt so safe and comfortable. And then I was drunk. Then I smoked. So you know, I was like, you know, shit, even if it did hurt, it didn't hurt. But the second time, it didn't hurt at all. It felt really good. So yeah, so he made me breakfast. The day after, we smoked again. We watched a movie. We did our 1-2-1-2. Then I went back to the college dorms, just being a complete slut. Once I realized that I could really just do a 1-2-1-2, I was just the hockey players, grinder, all different moments in time. Now I did have one complete tumultuous bottom story, and it was in a car. I did have sex in a car, but the first couple of times it went amazing. That time in the car, shit wasn't sweet. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So, I hope you enjoyed this story time. I'm gonna have one more little nerds with you guys. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. And once again, bitch, it's Jessica Star, and welcome to MTV motherfucking Cribs on my soul. I hope you guys enjoyed this ASMR. If you did, I would love to do some more. I would love to actually do a story time about how I had a date in a basement, and I thought once I went down those cellar steps, I was never gonna make it back out. But I made it back out, thankfully. But next time, if you guys want an ASMR story time about that, you go ahead and let me know. You get that? Alright. Once again, bitch, it's Jessica Star, and welcome to MTV Cribs, bitch, on my soul. Love y'all. Bye.